We dove in Destin at the jetties, and we want to show you our dive. That's Firefighter Brian. I'm Sassy. Y'all come along with us and we'll tell you a little bit we learned. Tip number 1, dive when the tide is coming in, or else you'll be screwed and pulled out into the bay. Trust me, we learned this from experience.
Off to dive spot number 1. Here we go. Storm run.
We were fighting the clock on a horrific bad storm that was coming in with supposedly 20-mile-an-hour winds. We stayed at Emerald Grand, and it's right off of the harbor walk, so it's super easy access if you're a diver, if you have a boat nearby. So pro tip. With each passing second, the weather seemed to worsen, so we were definitely trying to get in the water as fast as we possibly could, and then this happened.
Well, we just lost our anchor in the water, so that was a bad sign. So we got a spare anchor. Now we gotta go scuba dive to get our anchor. Ha 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 ha. There she blows. Here's our anchor. We'll come back for you.
Enter rescue diver number 1.
Alright, now that the anchor is secure, it's time to head yonder way. We're going to venture down to about 40 foot deep, and here we go. Well, we stumbled across this turtle that was sleeping in its little nest area, and we decided to videotape it. Hello, goodbye.
So Brian gets easily distracted underwater, and he immediately began finding treasure and shells. Ooh, that's a fun one.
If your boat ever gets a flat tire, just dive to the bottom of the ocean, and you will have a tire.
If these sand dollars were real dollars, I would be $1 richer. So we found what was basically a cemetery for sand dollars, and it was really freaking cool. I've never seen so many before in one place.
Well, I found me a new pair of sunglasses, but I lost them.
Well, back to the sand dollars. Anybody up for a round of poker? Texas Hold'em, maybe?
Well, as I'm sitting here collecting money to make my banking account bigger, look at that one. Wow, that one's huge. Anyways, there goes Mr. Flounder.
He wasn't quite feeling like himself. He was feeling a little flat today. If you're diving in a new location, always look for your underwater landmarks so that you know where you are in relation to the boat or the beach or wherever it is you came in at. If you're really, really lucky like we were, our first landmark that we saw at the jetties was this angel. At least that's what I believe it is. I believe it is a female angel with her hands in front of her and wings behind her back. And I was just absolutely mesmerized by her. We found one outcast spadefish and one pufferfish. I hope you find your dad. Here's a second landmark after the angel, by the way. So apparently these are pompano fish. Here's a second school of fish that we saw. Oh, no way. They were silver and gray again. They're much more colorful in Hawaii, I noticed. You can see the visibility is about 20 feet. I was checking to see where Brian is right there. It's definitely a little blurry looking, but definitely better than our dive prior. So we were at 45 feet right here, and here is Brian, of course, with his treasure. This is the only colorful fish I could find at the jetties, and they are teeny tiny. I think it's a damselfish. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. A cameo appearance by a scorpionfish. This was by far the coolest thing I've ever seen in the ocean. It's an eagle ray. You can't really tell how big he is. He had to have been about 5 or 6 feet in his wingspan. It looks like I'm far away from him, but I wasn't. He came past me, and I felt like it was AI generated in the water. He was so big and so cool. My favorite thing to do is treasure hunting, and I was beyond stoked. I think this is a satellite phone we found, and it actually belongs to Harbor Walk. When we flipped it over, there was a sticker on it that said it belonged to them. And yeah, this was the coolest thing. I felt like it was a time capsule to find in the water. They said they don't even use these anymore, so it's very cool. Brian thought it was gross that I wanted to keep this hat, but I thought this was great swag, so neener neener poo poo, it's mine. Found Mr. Krabs. He was being crabby. We found this and was confused by it for a minute, but we're pretty sure it belongs to the Snuva people because there's a whole string of them down there. So Brian de-braceleted me and left it as a calling card for another diver to find. It is from my website, dougandsassy.com. And yeah, watch me win. Go check out our other content, Sassy Blue Sister and Doug the Unicorn. If you made it this far, you're as ADD as I am. Congratulations. Not every dive is perfect, but you learn something new every time and you get 1% better at diving.
dive. Made it. Top snug. Storm hasn't set in yet.
We finished our dive with Brian checking the bottom of his boat, and it was all good. We did not have any holes in the boat. So we lived to see another day, and we're going to dive another day. Hope y'all enjoyed. Comment, like, subscribe. See you on our next dive.